This isn't a sleeve, it's simply called Haunted House and includes 15-page activity book. I don't see a 15-page activity book. Got a thunderstorm. Scary laughter.
It's so good to see you with my one good eye.
That was Haunted House. Here we have another K-Tel product, Sounds to Haunt Your House, with a portion going to St. Jude's. Or at least until I eject the disc. Got some organ music. Here we have Scary Sounds. The scariest Halloween recording ever. We'll see. Is that supposed to be thunder? It's almost like sounds to fall asleep to. This one's definitely atmospheric. Here we have Fright Night Halloween Horror. Thunderstorm.
No bones about it.
No bones about it.
Dear is just dying to see you. How nice of you to play with my pets. They love the taste of fresh meat.
Making me hungry. Bubbling and gurgling, that's promising.
Believe me, this will hurt you more than it does me.
Listening to this narration? Yes, I believe you. Next up is Screeches, Clanks, and Howls. This is another K-Tel product. I don't have the art for it, but here's the disc. Being tortured in an echo chamber. Oh, definitely Screeches. This might bring the scream factor up in a haunted house. People aren't screaming enough, just play some screams. Ah, some sinister laughter. Pound sounds. Livestock? Sounds like me stumbling around at night. Oh, this rats. There it is. Thunderstorm. Next up is Halloween Hysteria. This one mixes it up some. There's music, stories, and sound effects on this one. Sounds like X-Files.
And now, it's time for a story a dark tale designed to scare the living daylights out of you. It begins in a small town in northeast New England, where for centuries...
I'm not going to ruin the plot of this one, so I'm going to go to the next track.
Overlooking.
It's like a variety of screams. If you need to find the perfect scream, maybe you'll find it on here. They got medicine for that. First we had a variety of screams. Now we have a variety of breathers. I like howls. Howls aren't scary. Wouldn't be complete without a thunderstorm. Time to do some yard work. It says blood dripping, but it sounds more like a faucet leak.
For our travels will reveal terrifying visions of agonizing death and horrible nightmares.
We'll see. Next up, Halloween spooky sounds. Over 70 minutes of bone-chilling sounds for kids of all ages. Sounds to make your skin crawl. We have a thunderstorm. Jungle. Nothing's quite as creepy as organ music. 8 minutes in and the organ's still playing. I've heard that laugh before on a different one. We're going to change things up and go with some very scary music. That's The Exorcist. Dracula main theme. Nightmare on Elm Street. Poltergeist. Halloween soundtrack. Jaws. X-Files. Twilight Zone. Psycho. This says Friday the 13th, but I don't remember it being like this. So Very Scary Music has re-recordings of famous soundtrack music. Sticking with that theme, we're going to go with horror movie madness next. In the 80s, there was a very silly horror movie called Leprechaun. Here's the theme. Another version of Tubular Bells, the theme from Exorcist. Another version of the theme from Halloween. Warlock, a movie I haven't seen. Puppet Master. Reanimator. Candyman. The Seventh Sign. Jacob's Ladder. Chucky's theme from Child's Play. And another version of Twilight Zone. Next up, classics from the Crypt These are classical music selections that are often heard on horror movies. Alfred Hitchcock? In the Hall of the Mountain King. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. The next horror movie CD is Scream Themes Horrors. Tubular Bells again. Theme from The Shining, one of my favorite old horror movies. Dracula. Not the theme from Frankenstein, but a cover of Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. Pet Cemetery. This says Chainsaw Massacre, but it isn't the Texas one, I don't think. And I think I've heard this on a different CD. Carrie. The Rising Dead. Alfred Hitchcock again. Rosemary's Baby. Some backwards recorded stuff. Screams. And that's about it. Next up, Fright Night Delight. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We got a groovy backbeat with some tinkering on the piano. Not really music. Back to sound effects. Oh, there's the music. Addams Family. Another thunderstorm. Monsters on this CD are pretty groovy. Next up we have Sounds of Horror, the ultimate horror party rock.
Welcome to my house.
Thunderstorm.
Why don't you come into the house?
I've heard that on a different one. Here's several beats going on at the same time on this one. Next up is Demons and Devils, Wicked Tunes from the Doomed, and this one is still sealed. We have another thunderstorm.
Welcome to my house.
This sounds familiar. Textural keyboard stuff with sound effects. Got the bubbling and gurgling again. Sounds like a lullaby. having a hard time there. You thought I was done. I wasn't. Stay tuned for part 3.